Interesting that after 4 years of cutting his teeth on film as an extra in movies, this was indeed the movie in which John Wayne received top billing. And back to talk about John Wayne, his biographer and film historian Scott Eyman. No, he's not bad in that film at all.
No, he's not bad at it. He'd acted in high school.
Yeah.
He'd been a movie-struck kid. He wanted to be an actor
So
quite
he really
badly.
did want to be an actor?
Totally.
He didn't just fall into it?
He would never cop to it. He tried to always give the impression that it was something he fell into as an accident. Actually, he'd been headed towards it since he was a teenager. And when he was in college at USC and working summer jobs at Fox, which is how he got onto the lot in the first place, he was pestering producers and anybody that could possibly give him an acting job to give him an acting job. No, he knew what he wanted to be. He had a destination in mind.
Now, how did he come by being called the Duke? And how did he change from, what was his real name?
Marion Robert Morrison.
Morrison.
Marion Robert Morrison.
How did John Wayne come into the equation?
Duke was a nickname he got when he was about 8 or 9 years old. He had an Airedale dog. They were living in Glendale. The Morrison family was living in Glendale. And the Airedale would follow him everywhere. And some guys at the firehouse took to calling Big Duke the dog and Little Duke the kid because they were always together. So Little Duke just gradually became Duke, and he became known as Duke Morrison because nobody wants to be called Marion anyway if you're a little boy. When they were going to turn him into a movie star for The Big Trail, he thought Duke Morrison sounded too much like a stuntman. And not suitable for a young leading man of a widescreen spectacular, so the studio put their heads together. The name came from Winfield Sheehan, who was running Fox at the time, and who was a big fan of Mad Anthony Wayne, the Revolutionary War general. So he took Wayne, Sheehan took Wayne, and then somewhere along the line, John came out of the ether, out of all the other possibilities for a first name. And Wayne said that he wasn't thrilled with it at first, but he said that the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. And if you think about it, it's sort of like two pieces of stone that magically fit together. John, Wayne, they go together.
Yeah, they do.
There's no dissonance at all. You know, Archie Leach didn't suddenly overnight become Cary Grant. It's built brick by brick.
Right.
And Duke Morrison built John Wayne brick by brick.
Interesting. Well, let's move on. Coming up next, the last B picture John Wayne ever made, and his leading lady is somebody who, like John Wayne, would soon be making nothing but A-grade films, winning an Academy Award in the process.
Tonight on Turner Classic Movies, star of the month John Wayne stands up for a small town in Frontier Horizon. Then Wayne fights more than just bandits in Haunted Gold. And the Duke gets roped into the outlaw's life in Somewhere in Sonora.
Turner